Welcome back to Junkyard Joust. I'm Aaron Yonda. This is part 2 of the second main event. Right now, all 10 teams are still in the match, although Super Crashers and Blue Blockers are barely hanging on with 1 car. We've got 4 teams with 3 cars remaining. Any of these teams could still win this. Once we're down to 3 teams remaining, the match is over. Hot Racers and the People's Front of El Camino have both used their bonus actions. An end of the line for Hot Racers and a car swap for Camino, and it worked out for both of them. Massive Transit and 90s Nightfire still have their bonus actions in their pockets. We're diving right into round 3 with the 64 Continental for the Bandits, sponsored by Sicken. The Bandits had an incredible first round, surviving with all 5 cars, but now they fell back down to earth and just have 3. Dune Crusher up for the Alabaster Aces, sponsored by Wolf of Fiber Art. Dune Crusher hits, tries to escape the track, and unusual for this vehicle, it flips over and does not recover. It's a strategy that works until it doesn't, and it didn't. That'll be a big loss for Alabaster. Skull Crusher now, sponsored by Ellis Wurtenberger. Skull Crusher slams into place, and we're getting ready for a big hit now. From Holland Class for Massive Transit, sponsored by Chome. No damage there from Holland Class. Skull Crusher makes a nice escape off the track, and the Continental stays on the track. It's been doing a great job of just keeping it locked in this whole match. The LB ER34 Super Silhouette Nissan Skyline, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover. The Skyline sneaks underneath Holland Class, trying to get underneath the cab, but nobody's really managed to do that so far, and Holland Class usually escapes. BMW 850i, sponsored by Jedi. The BMW pushes the Skyline underneath Holland Class all the way up, but Holland Class too much agility to get tipped over on that hit. The Nissan Titan for Mr. Maroon, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. The Titan overturns the BMW, and the BMW gets flipped off the track, does not make a recovery. That's going to take 90s Nightfire down to 1 car. They're going to have to start thinking about what they're going to do with their bonus action to stay in this match. Here comes the vehicle that Camino swapped out, the 67 El Camino, sponsored by Chicken Rings Onion Wings. El Camino slides into the Titan, which was sideways on the track, and continues to be sideways. Could make a recovery, though. Aerolift up now, sponsored by Emo Dingo. Solid hit there by Aerolift, splits the line, and the Titan tries to recover, can't make it. The Skyline does a great job of flipping over and landing that recovery. The last remaining car for the Super Crashers, Chevy Pro Stalker, sponsored by DYW Production Labs. Chevy Pro Stalker tries to get under Aerolift, almost does it, can't quite manage it. Aerolift not having that protection anymore of the flatbed. 64 Chevy Impala now, sponsored by Chorgoth the Infinite Horror for the Bandits. The Impala pops the Chevy Pro Stalker off the track. The Chevy lands on top of Dune Crusher in a very awkward position. And if it stays like that, I got bad news for the Super Crashers. The Corvette C8R for the Aces, sponsored by Jedi. The Corvette sneaks underneath the Impala and basically finishes off the Chevy Pro Stalker, and now the Impala is also in trouble. Rev Rod for the Ice Pick, sponsored by Brendan Walsh. Rev Rod pushes the Corvette farther under that Impala, and it does an amazing job of staying on top of the other 2 cars, not sliding off yet. Wow, this is looking precarious. Ooh, what a time for Trash Basher, 151 grams to be coming down the track, sponsored by Sicken. Trash Basher lays waste to the line of cars, and look at that recovery by the Impala. The Corvette somehow staying on the track. Rev Rod hits Skull Crusher and does not make a recovery. Aerolift also in trouble. The Blue Blockers might be done. The Mercedes-Benz AMG C-Class Racer for the Hot Racers, sponsored by Jason's Bits Boys. The Mercedes cannot get under the Trash Basher. Trash Basher wobbles but stays steady. Line of cars forming. 7 cars remain to come down in this round, and 90s Nightfire wisely using end of the line. Their only remaining car going to the back of the line where it won't have to sustain any hits. Probably a good idea in this moment. Mr. Maroon's going to be sending down Nissan Skyline GTR, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. Ooh, the Skyline GTR somehow gets underneath the Benz, and they're both in a tough position right now. Can the 71 El Camino take advantage of the mess? Sponsored by Chicken Rings. El Camino slams into both cars, and look at the recovery by the Benz. What a great flip. That car has been doing exceedingly well, and Mr. Maroon needs that Skyline to stay alive because they lost the Titan. Here comes a pretty big hit. 73 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, sponsored by Reaper EOD. Cadillac slams into the line, gets underneath the Camino, and the Camino keeps it steady. Mr. Maroon safe for the moment. Here comes Danger Shadowjet 2, sponsored by Bentley's Brakes and Bumpers. Shadowjet gets underneath the Coupe de Ville, but it's too large, and it flops off to the side. Still not out of danger yet. The Camino is off the track, but maybe still in danger. Power Rocket, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling for the ice picks. Ooh, look at that bounce off the back of Shadowjet. Always dangerous to hit the back of that thing, and Power Rocket cannot get over Trash Basher and goes back upside down. Probably would have been a recovery if not for the back of that vehicle. Power Rocket in trouble. Speed Blaster for the Transit, sponsored by Chicken Rings. Speed Blaster plows into the pile, pushes Shadowjet all the way under Trash Basher, takes out its own teammate. Power Rocket is pinned underneath Trash Basher and probably done. Trash Basher might not quite be out, but it's tough to say right now. Final car of the round by choice, Ferrari 328 GTB, sponsored by Hey Hey's Hatchback Hanger for the Nightfire. And the Ferrari has just enough force to topple Trash Basher very slowly, but it goes over. And it's done. That's a big loss right there for Massive Transit. The Ice Picks losing a couple cars here. They are in deep trouble. And we are going to lose 8 cars in this round. 2 teams have been finished off. Let's take a look at the aftermath. The 23rd ranked Super Crashers and the 20th ranked Blue Blockers are done. Massive Transit down to 2. Hot Racers steady at 2. And the Bandits now at 3 still. Mr. Maroon, the Indigo Ice Picks, and 90s Nightfire all down to 1 car apiece. Camino did not lose a car, and Alabaster Aces lost 1 down to 2. A lot of people watching this match, including Mr. Bean, sitting on the side of the shuttlecraft. That can't be very comfortable.
All right, Governor.
Cookie's got the comfy chair, apparently. Round 4, here we go. 64 Continental starting us off again for the Bandits. Only Massive Transit has a bonus action right now. If for any reason they don't use their bonus action in this match, they can save it for the finals, if they're lucky enough to make it to the finals. That's 2 cars slotted in. Holland Class coming down next. Holland Class gives the boot to Evil Weevil. Track buffer now off the track, and we've got 3 cars lined up. El Camino, a gentle little tap on Holland Class, and now we're really starting to back it up. Shadowjet 2 tries to get underneath the trailer of the Camino and almost succeeds. I have a feeling he's going to get another chance. Ooh, the Ferrari does not go off the back of Shadowjet, instead goes under Shadowjet. The trailer proving to be an effective shield against Shadowjet, and now it is curbside. Oh, a twist of fate there as the Skyline knocks the Ferrari upside down, sliding down the trailer, and Shadowjet makes an awesome recovery. Hard to believe it, but Skull Crusher is the last remaining car for the Indigo Ice Picks right now as it lines up into place. Ferrari not wanting to get off the track. The Cadillac Coupe de Ville pushes through, and Skull Crusher gets tossed off the track, stays alive, saves the Ice Picks. Look at the recovery by the Ferrari. Just flips right over like, I'm not going out. The Benz hits a solid line, only the back of Holland Class now going up on top of the Camino. Speed Blaster tries to shake things up and does it a little bit. No eliminations on that hit. Forces the Cadillac off the track, and the Benz is on its way. 71 El Camino completes the task, and the line is reformed. The Alabaster Aces Corvette attempts a takedown on the Camino, but it is not having it. Tries to get off the track, can't quite make it off, and now Speed Blaster is getting pushed up a little bit. A Chevy Impala helps the Camino escape the track. No eliminations there. And that was the final car of the round. 14 cars and not a single elimination. This is a competition, my friends. We're going to have to increase the speeds, and there are 14 cars left. I don't think this has ever happened before in Junkyard Joust history. The Bandits deciding to start out with the Impala this time. And it slots into place. The randomized running order is up. Corvette takes a shot at the Impala. Impala's not moving, though its hood does go up. Big smash by Holland Class, and the Corvette is flipped over and out. That's going to be a loss for Alabaster. Holland Class almost escapes the track. The 67 El Camino smacks both cars off of the track. Even the track buffer does not get an elimination, but it's in a pretty good spot. The Super Silhouette Nissan Skyline almost gets underneath that trailer of the El Camino. Can't quite manage it, but the trailer is a little off kilter now. Ooh, the Ferrari proving to be a bit of an undercutter in this match. Camino trailer's back locked in, but the Silhouette is in trouble. Ooh, a devastating hit from the Nissan Skyline GTR, flipping over the Ferrari. Hot Racers gotta be happy with what happened to the Super Silhouette. It makes a great recovery, but now 90s Nightfire, despite their bonus action, are finished. Skull Crusher crashes into position, 3 cars lined. Oh, wow, the Cadillac Coupe de Ville knocks Skull Crusher for a loop, and it just can't make the recovery. And we might have just seen the end of Indigo Ice Pick's run at the championship. Our second place team from last season, they are done, folks. Shadowjet gets underneath the Cadillac, but the Cadillac is too big for it to stuff off the track. Speed Blaster wants to help, and wow, the Cadillac just went flying. That is a big car. Speed Blaster handling it and taking it down, upside down, over in the corner. And now Shadowjet's sneaking underneath the Camino. Speaking of Camino, here's a hit from the other Camino, and it knocks Speed Blaster off to safety. Does not take out its own teammate. People's front of Camino breathing a sigh of relief. Mercedes-Benz with a devastating hit, and Shadowjet finishes off in concert with the Benz. The Camino with trailer. El Camino devastated by that hit. They still have 1 Camino left, and that's the second time that thing's been eliminated in this match. Ooh, that hit by the Continental knocks Shadowjet off the track, squeezes it out, and Shadowjet, wow, that might be beyond 45 degrees. The Alabaster Aces gotta be shaking in their boots right now. If that thing's beyond 45 degrees, they're out of this match. But then again, this was a devastating round. There are a lot of teams out right now. Taking a measurement on Shadowjet, wow, it is right on the line, and Shadowjet's gonna stay alive. 6 cars eliminated in the round, and 3 teams are going away. Everything the same over here, except the Bandits now are down to 2. Mr. Maroon Skyline did not survive the round. They are done, 19th ranked. Second ranked Indigo Ice Picks are out. Camino down to 1, and the 12th ranked 90s Nightfire are also eliminated. Round 6, here we go. The Hot Racers have been at 2 cars now for 3 rounds, and they like it there, starting off with the Silhouette as it slots into place. Running order is up. Holland Class takes a shot at the Super Silhouette Skyline. Evil Weevil gets tossed off the track. The Skyline is curbside. The Chevy Impala slapped Holland Class into position, and now we've got 3 cars locked in and lined up. Shadowjet forces the hood shut on the Impala, and it gets pushed underneath Holland Class. The hood was actually preventing it from going under, but no more. The 71 El Camino goes up on top of Shadowjet and creates an improbable bundle of cars on the track. And this will definitely not end well for most of these cars, I predict. The Mercedes-Benz crashes into the pile, and wow, somehow I was wrong. All the cars managing to stay upright here. Holland Class fully off the track. Just in time for Speed Blaster to come down the track and try to take out the Mercedes-Benz. It almost looks like it's trying desperately to escape the position it's in, and yeah, that's close to 45 degrees right there. Wouldn't want to be in that position right now. Over on the other side of the track, the Camino is upside down. This could be it for the people's front of Camino. Final car of the round, the 64 Continental slams into the pile and might have just saved Mercedes-Benz. Definitely looks like it's around the 45-degree angle. We're obviously going to be taking a measurement on that. And yeah, we're going to say goodbye to the people's front of El Camino. Looking at the measurement, it appears that the Mercedes-Benz is below the 45-degree angle, and it will move on to round 7. The 4th-ranked Caminos thought those trailers could help them get through to the finals, but it did not work out. And we are down to just 4 teams in this match. Round 7, here we go. The Bandits will start us off again with the Continental. 2 cars left. Every team has 2 cars left except for the Alabaster Aces. They are the underdogs right now, but Shadowjet is not a car to be underestimated. Holland Class slams into the Continental. The back end goes up and curbside. The Super Silhouette Skyline carves underneath. Holland Class tosses it off the track, but Holland Class keeps it level. Shadowjet attempts an undercut on the Super Silhouette, but the Skyline's not having it, and it sinks back down. The Impala of Bandits gets underneath Shadowjet, and wow, what a perfect combination of taps. Takes Shadowjet down instead of going off the back of that car, which can be very deadly. Somehow manages a takedown, and with that hit, the Bandits may have just landed themselves in the finals. Ooh, it is not over yet though, and Speed Blaster just devastates the Impala. Smashes it into the Skyline so hard that the front bumper is just torn in half. And the car flips over upside down. This isn't over yet. Mercedes-Benz piles into Speed Blaster. The cars are lined up again, but that was the final car of the round. And of the match, as it turns out. 2 eliminations in that round. 1 for Alabaster and 1 for the Bandits. That takes us down to 3 teams, and the match is over. It may not be over for Alabaster yet. We'll take a look at the 4th place standings. But first, here are your winners. Massive Transit Hot Racers, the Bandits, they're going to the finals. 2 teams that have never been to the finals before, and 1 team that's won it. The big story here is the 17th ranked Bandits making it to the finals. Massive Transit and the Hot Racers were both under 10th ranked. Biggest upsets, 4th ranked Camino, and of course 2nd ranked Ice Picks not making it out of the match. We've got 1 wildcard slot up for grabs, and right now Alabaster is in the lead, 35 points. They might be going to the finals depending on how the 3rd main event plays out. Coming next Sunday, we get back to the Apocalypse Joust and the wildcard over there between 5 teams, 2 of which will advance. Please like the video and consider becoming a patron to support Junkyard Joust into the future. Cheers to all my current patrons, and we'll see you guys next time on the Junkyard Joust.